Hey, I'm Mark Manor. I'm with Homer's Music in Omaha, Nebraska, and we do this every week. We talk about new release vinyl coming out, and if you like this, subscribe, and yeah. So we're at the end of the year. Things slow down a lot when it comes to releases, and then even in January, things get a little slow traditionally. The good news is that next year, it's already looking like there's some big releases coming out in January. I think next year is going to have a scary amount of new music coming out. But there are there are a couple new records that came out this week, not necessarily new music, but recent releases that are out on vinyl and some reissues, so we'll go through those. The first is Elbow, and this is called Flying Dream #1. And Elbow is a British rock group, been around quite a while now. I think this might be album 9, I didn't count. They're still a big deal over in Britain. Their last record went to #1. This album came out in November digitally. It's out on vinyl tomorrow, Friday. It was recorded during the pandemic, of course, so they wrote it remotely. They were not together when they wrote it. I don't believe they were together when they recorded it. Elbow can be kind of mellow, but they're also well known for their anthems, and there's no anthems on here. This is absolutely their most mellow record to date. It's good. I don't know if I'd start with this. If you're new to Elbow, I'd get back into some of the older ones. If you're an Elbow fan, you're going to be in for a whole new journey. It still sounds like Elbow, but they compared it in an interview to a Talk Talk record, which kind of a deep reference, but if you know that, then it kind of makes sense. Anyway, check it out. Dr. Lani Smith, he's an organ player. He's put out a ton of records. He used to be in like George Benson's band. This record came out earlier this year, and I liked it. I mean, he was 80 years old when it came out, so at that time you're kind of like, all right, but it's a really good record. Unfortunately, he passed away this September, so I don't know if this is going to be his final record or it's the final record that he put out while he was still alive. So it's kind of one of those cool things that, if you're going to go out as a musician, go out on a high note, and he definitely did. It's a 2-record set. It's long. It's kind of notable because he's a jazz artist. It's on Blue Note. But he has a few collaborations with Iggy Pop on here, which is kind of like, what? But when you hear it, it makes sense. Also included, and one of them is a cover of Donovan's Sunshine Superman, so that's kind of interesting. There's some live cuts on here, so it is kind of a hodgepodge, but he's 80 years old. I mean, it sounds good. Yeah, if you're into jazz, check it out. All right, so I'm gonna look pretty uncool with this because I know nothing about this. And when it comes to comedy and music, when they come together, I kind of tune out. But this is a big deal, I guess. So it was a special that he did, Bo Burnham, and people want it bad. We had, for the indie version, we had dozens of pre-orders. Just people were going crazy for this. Now, the indie exclusive version has been delayed till March. I had to email a bunch of people the day on that, so I haven't looked at my emails after that. The black version is coming out tomorrow, so if you need this for Christmas, you can probably find a black version. You're not going to find the cool colored version. Yeah, I don't know much about it, but people want it. Let's put it that way. All right, this is Fuzz. Fuzz is a trio, kind of a indie rock band. Ty Segall is in the band, so that's kind of what they're known for. They put out 3 records, including one in 2020. They're definitely a live band, so they couldn't really tour on that because of the pandemic. So they did a session called the Leviathan Session, and this is that live record. So if you're into Ty Segall and Fuzz, this is it. Yeah. All right. So Ween records are super hard to find right now. 2 years ago, I had Ween records for days, and we sold them too. But this year, I can't get a Ween record to save my life. So I'm pretty happy that they're putting out 2 live records tomorrow. So this one is the Godween Satan live, and it's from 2001. I believe it's a double record, red and blue splatter, all that good stuff. So yeah, pretty exciting. And these are gonna blow out the door. So go find them, because I mean, people want Ween records. They're not out there. And then this one is from 1992, which I'm kind of interested in. The Cat's Cradle, 1992, another double record. So yeah, you got, if you got Ween fans on your Christmas list, rush out. All right, this is a reissue of Sly and the Family Stones. There's a riot going on. Super important record. When it first came out, it's I think their 5th record. When it first came out, critics were kind of hit and miss on it. In retrospect, it's one of the greatest records of all time. This kind of came out when Sly was doing a lot of drugs, psychedelic drugs, other drugs. They got a little pessimistic on this record. The civil rights movement was kind of in decline, so there's a lot of apathy. There's a lot of darkness. This does have Family Affair on it, so it does have a hit. It was actually a hit record, but there's some stuff on it. It's one of the greatest albums of all time, and so it's out, red vinyl. Last but not least, Shakira. So this one made me feel old. I see these all day, like 35 years, whatever. So this came out right in my full-on CD selling days in 2001. So it's 20 years old. This is Laundry Service, out on opaque yellow vinyl. This, of course, had Under Your Clothes on it and Wherever, Whenever. It's her 5th record, but it was her first English record, so for all of us in America, this is really her first record. But no Hips Don't Lie on it, but it does have all of that. So it has some bonus tracks. It's actually a double record, so there you go. I guess we're going to see you next week, and we'll be soon doing my top 100 list of the year, and I get really crazy about it, so tune in for that. Thanks.